to see RF Kwong again, second time in a year. And I almost didn't make it because honestly, with everything that's going on with the construction lines, I almost didn't go, but I'm going. I'm from Montreal.
Silas just spends all day sleeping in my bed. He's such a spoiled cat. Look at him. Look at his paws. Like, sir, you good? You good? I'm just gonna go through a few books that I just hauled on my TikTok, and I'm just gonna go through them quickly because too many books all the time. So first I got Fractal Noise by Christopher Paolini, and this is like the prequel of his new series, and it's sci-fi. So I remember reading Aragon, and I still need to finish that series. Like, I read it when I was really young, so can't wait to read his new sci-fi series. I got this as an advanced reader's copy, I believe. Yeah, so looks cool. Then I got this other advanced reader copy book, and it's called May Fly by CJ Lead, and it looks like it says here, serial killing is no longer a boys club. It looks really fun and indie as hell, so yeah, I don't know what this is about, but it looks really, really cool, and it says it's like inspired by American Psycho. So then I got Kiss the Sky by Kristin Becca Ritchie. This is part of the Addicted series, and I think this is like book 4, I believe. I've just been collecting them slowly this year so I can binge read the entire series when I feel like it. Then we have One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. This is another book by Olivia Blake, and this is a signed edition, so it's really cool. And there's like, it's an exclusive edition as well, I believe, because there's like images of the characters, and I really can't wait to read this one. Apparently it's really good, and yeah, so that's One for My Enemy. I got Careering by Daisy Buchanan, and this is apparently a really fun book. It says, Imogen always dreamed of writing for a magazine. Infinite internships later, Imogen dreams of any job. Writing her blog around double pub shifts is neither creatively nor financially fulfilling. So I feel like I'm going to relate to this because I'm also a blogger. I don't know if many of you know, but I started as a blogger, not a YouTuber, and I still try to run my blog, but I'm really terrible at it, so I have to get back into it. I just love blogging as well. And then I got Open Grounds. It's selected poems from 1966 to 1996 by Sheemish Heaney. I think that's how you say it. It's an Irish poet, I believe. Yeah. And this one was recommended by Maddie Healy, like from like the band in 1975, and I'm trying to make a video on Maddie Healy, so I've been collecting the books to read, and this is one of them, so can't wait to read this. So yeah, that was my quick mini book haul. I'll see you very soon. My friend is getting married today, and I'm just finishing up my morning pages, the things that I need to do, and then it's the salon, hair, makeup, reception, pictures, limo, marriage. And I have to like present Sonnet 116 out loud, and like I've been practicing for an hour yesterday. I just can't believe the day's here. Holy shit.
To embody the truth of that philosophy. Now, if they can repeat it over and over again, it'll become innate in them. It'll become natural, second nature, it'll become easy. They'll begin to master that philosophy. So I want people to begin to understand that thoughts are very powerful. Feelings drive our thoughts, and that they can begin to create a better life for themselves once they understand some of these principles.
Yeah, and we hear this a lot, and I've heard you say that we sign up to become victims of our own life. Explain what that means, and how do we start shifting that away, and what the alternative is.
I think there's degrees of understanding this, Jay, because people use the word victim so much, and I don't really think we spend a lot of time really unraveling the idea. But if I said to you, Jay, how are you doing today? And you said, well, I'm really upset because of this person or this circumstance or this condition in my life, then what we're saying, this is not conscious. This is an unconscious program. What we're saying is somebody out there is actually controlling the way I'm feeling and the way that I'm thinking. So if something out there is controlling your feelings and your thoughts, you're victim to whoever, whatever that is. Now, here's the challenge. The challenge is when things go really well, then you are feeling really good. But when things aren't going very well, then you're feeling pretty bad. So then the end result of that is that many people then become unconsciously reliant.
It's become a second tongue to me. But beneath the richness of its vocabulary and its descriptive power, something is missing. The same something that swells around you and in you when you listen to the world. Science can be a language of distance, which reduces a being to its working parts. It is a language of objects. The language scientists speak, however precise, is based on a profound error in grammar and omission, a grave loss in translation from the native languages of these shores. My first taste of the missing language was the word papoi on my tongue. I stumbled upon it in a book by the Anishinaabe ethnobotanist Kiwe Denokwe, in a treatise on the traditional uses of fungi by our people. Papoi, she explains, translates as the force which causes mushrooms to push up from the earth overnight. As a biologist, I was stunned that such a word existed. In all its technical vocabulary, Western science has no such term, no words to hold this mystery. You'd think that biologists of all people would have words for life, but in scientific language, our terminology is used to define the boundaries of our knowing. What lies beyond our grasp remains unnamed. In the 3 syllables of this new word, I could see an entire process of close observation in the damp morning woods. The formation of a theory for which English has no equivalent. The makers of this word understood a world of being, full of unseen energies that animate everything. I've cherished it for many years, as a talisman, and longed for the people who gave a name to the life force of mushrooms. The language that holds papoi is one that I wanted to speak. So when I learned that the word for rising, for emergence, belonged to the language of my ancestors, it became a signpost for me. Had history been different, I would likely speak Boriwabmingwen, or Potawatomi, an Anishinaabe language. But like many of the 350 indigenous languages of the Americas, Potawatomi is threatened, and I speak the language that you read. The powers of assimilation did their work, as my chance of hearing that language, and yours too, was washed from the mouths of Indian children in government boarding schools where speaking your native tongue was forbidden. Children like my grand.
This book is so beautiful and so knowledgeable and so like everything that I love in writing and literature and nature and basically indigenous knowledge as well. So it's Braiding Sweetgrass, Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teachings of the Plants by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And honestly, this is such a beautiful book. This author just knows how to make poetry out of plants, out of discovery, out of life, out of tradition, and I just highly recommend it. And I'm finally reading it through audiobook, so it's just so hard because I'm highlighting like literally every page and everything is so beautifully written and beautifully described. And I can't recommend this enough. I knew when this book was released that I had to get it and read it at some point. So I'm just glad that I'm finally reading it. And I just can't formulate thoughts right now. Hopefully by the time I finish I'll have some more coherent thoughts. But all I can say is that it's a very beautiful and captivating read. And it teaches you a lot about not only plants and our nature, but also about indigenous culture and how important it is to protect indigenous people, their land, their knowledge, their language, and just so great. I wish I was back in school and I wish I had like a class where we read books just like this, but alas, at least I have this channel in which I can incite more people to pick up indigenous literature. And I love this book so much already, and I'm like only 50 pages out of 400 in, and I just had a feeling that I would love this book, so I'm just so glad that I'm so beyond loving it. So it's raining in Canada, which is good because I'm saying Canada, but it's raining where I'm living in Canada, which is Ontario, so that's a good sign. However, really bad for filming, but that's just what usually ends up happening. I got this light bulb. It might be featured in these videos. Could change the color as well. But yeah. That aside, I want to edit my old novel so that I can get it published. I want to query it, obviously find an agent, and then get it published. However, I just have so much to do at the same time, so I'm just trying to balance everything between writing, reading, editing, filming for 2 channels, editing for 2 channels, posting on 2 TikToks, 3 Instagrams, etc. You guys already know the drill. So yes, I am trying to work with that. So a lot has been happening. I have a whole list of things I need to talk about and catch up, because every week I'm like, I'm gonna come back to vlogging. I'll have a vlog on my normal Fridays, but it's been like a month that I've been failing. And the thing is, I got sick, then I went on a trip during my birthday, my 26th birthday, and after the trip I came back and it was my close friend's wedding and I'm one of the bridesmaids, so there was a lot about that. And then since then, now I'm just like trying to get back into the groove of all my schedule and my day-to-day practices. And then on top of that, now I want to learn Farsi, because I had wrote in my yearly goals at the beginning of the year that I would start learning Farsi starting June, so from June to the end of the year. So I need to do that because I told myself this is the year. So I signed up for a 6-week boot camp and I'll be doing that. I said Farsi, but it's actually called Persian, so Persian, but for those of you who know it as Farsi, Persian Farsi, whatever. And yeah, I will definitely come back and talk more about my life and the stuff that has been happening. But for now, we're going to basically do some editing because it's such the mood and aesthetic with the like rainfall, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. Let's try to start editing. I owe you such a big catch-up video that like I don't even know where to start because it's so daunting. So I wrote things as life happened. So first I made an Amazon wish list because I don't want to spend any more money on books. So I'm gonna try to go on a book buying ban for the rest of the year maybe, but if there's something that you guys want me to read, and there are some books that I put on the wish list, like some romance books, some books about Iran, and other books, like they're all down there. So for now I'm just gonna hold off buying any books. And I've had people ask me before about an Amazon wish list, so I included that. I wanted to edit my book so I can like, you know, edit it and send it out for query, but I feel like this one book I've been struggling with it for a while, so I'm not too sure if I want to do it now or if I'm going to hold off, because the thing is, I've been saying for 2 years that I'm going to be releasing my French Riviera book in the summer. So it's supposed to come out in August, maximum beginning September. And I still have to write it. I have like 60,000 words at least that I need to write, and then I need to edit it, find someone to make the cover or make the cover myself, and then, you know, promote it, and then also like, you know, publish it, self-publish it. So I think that the best thing to do now is to put a halt on that editing of my novel for traditional publishing and then go back to it
after I finish the Riviera. So the quicker I can finish the Riviera, the quicker I can set that up, the quicker I can get to editing that novel. Now, having said that, as you guys know, I'm running more than one thing at the same time because I just, you know, since I'm home and, you know, I am still like starting up most of my businesses, like nothing is really happening, so I need to like kind of focus. I don't want to focus on one area because what ends up happening is that I get bored and I just feel not good, and I can't focus on everything at the same time. That I do acknowledge. So there are some projects that like just get shelved until I can work on them, but definitely want to get the Riviera book out. Like, it's been a goal of mine for 2 years, so it's time for me to finish doing some of the readings. I have some books here that I'm reading. I will go through that tonight. I just want to go through this list here before we get bombarded. So that happened. I wanted to edit my book. I'm putting it aside. I wrote the book on the breakup emotional abuse book that I was working on back in April. I need to still finish that and edit that. So I was thinking maybe doing that this weekend and then just self-publishing it as an ebook, so not like through Amazon, just like on my website for those that want to read it. So like that, it's like less stress for me in the way that it's just gonna be digital and I just have something there on the second channel that I'm running. Then obviously I wrote here burnout, which is, yeah, but I feel like I'm in my season of productivity and my season of like posting a lot of videos. I'm trying to post 3 videos on this channel and 2 videos on Sandra's Shelf. I want to post 4 videos on Sandra's Shelf at some point. Obviously I'm not at that point because that would mean posting like, what, 7 videos a week, which is like totally crazy and insane because right now I'm struggling to post 1 book video, 1 writing video, and 1 vlog every week on this channel. So that's what I'm trying to do on this channel. I'm just trying to get back into the groove of filming, editing, posting, and still running TikToks, Instagram, and my blogs. So it's a lot of work. Okay, so then after that, I saw R.F. Kuang promote her book Yellowface. I don't know if I have a copy here. I don't know where my copy of Yellowface went, but yeah, she was promoting Yellowface in Toronto again, so I got to see her a second time in Toronto, and I'll insert the clip somewhere here or after this clip. So I got to see her. It was really inspiring, and like after that I was like, oh my god, I need to publish, I need to get my ass in gear. So that's why I'm stressing right now. And shortly after that, I had my friend's bachelorette party, our second bachelorette party for her. And so we did that. I'll insert some clips as well. And it was nice. It was in Toronto. We went to the harborfront. We stayed there in the hotel. It was very beautiful. Then, after that, I went to Mexico with my family for my birthday. And I turned 26 in Mexico. In the meanwhile, between this and that, I also did a 20-day water fast before that. And I also kind of became vegan. And I'm trying to still stay vegan, but right now I'm more like pescatarian because it's hard. It's been hard. Like first it was easy, then it got hard. So now I'm just like still staying away from meat and dairy and all that kind of stuff, but I'm eating a bit of fish. So I'm working on it. I'll talk more about that on my second channel at some point. I'm working on self-acceptance, body, working out, moving my body. That's another thing. I want to make sure that I'm moving my body for over an hour a day. So I want to make these long walks now and stop going to the gym. I'd rather go for a long walk than go to the gym. I don't know, the gym has been so repetitive because me and my mom, we go for like the same classes over and over again. So I'm just like over it right now. It's summer, it's nice, I can finally take walks, so why not just take a walk. So yeah, was in Mexico. Sorry if this doesn't make any sense, but yeah, I was in Mexico. So right when we came back, my friend got married. So that was a lot. That was very like it. And before Mexico, I got sick for a week. I was like sick like a dog. So that week I didn't do anything. And then in Mexico, I felt like I enjoyed my trip, but I also didn't, and I didn't get things done either on that. Anyways, like it's just, I was so sick for 2.5, 3 weeks, and my voice wasn't the same, so it was really awkward and hard for filming and filming videos. I decided not to film any videos for like 3 weeks because of that, because I just couldn't stand it. I
couldn't breathe. So what else? I wrote here, I went twice to the movie theater, but it's okay. I was going to talk about this here, but I ended up filming an entire video and it's already posted on my channel. So go watch my movie video because it's kind of hilarious. I should never film videos at nighttime because I just get very goofy very quickly. Another new thing in my life, I've been doing morning pages and scripting. So every morning I try to do my 3 morning pages based on the Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I will at some point talk more about this, but I have spoken about this on my second channel where I talk about journaling for beginners. So if you guys want to learn more, you can also watch my second channel at any time. Feel free, you know. I do split myself up a bit. And then I also wanted to say, and then I've been scripting, so I script a page like as if like my dream life is already here. So I'll talk more about those in the future. Maybe I'll film some clip. I have a clip that I filmed, so I'll insert that as well. Oh my god, I think we made it through this list. Now we have to go through other things, and I will talk about them tomorrow. I feel like I'm not very coherent, not very high energy. I've had a long day. I've had a long life. No, but really, like, I'm doing good. I'm really doing good. I'm just trying to manage things, and I really want to, in my head, I feel like I'm a millionaire. I'm just waiting for my reality to like become reality. So I've been really into manifestation. I've been really into like tapping into my creativity, tapping into my blocks, my resistance in life, and just like protecting my energy and giving my all to the passions and the projects that I actually want to give my all to. I really want to grow this channel and the second channel. I want to grow everything all at once, and I don't want to limit myself. I want to be limitless. And I'm going to say less because I am starting to sound very cliche. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, let's wrap up this incoherent week. But don't worry, because I am hopefully coming back with weekly vlogs, and I will like guide you to my day-to-day life, what I'm writing, what I'm reading, etc. Like, I really want to come back to vlogging because I just love vlogging, and it keeps me like, I don't know, it keeps me like on track with my goals, my daily goals. So I'll do that. But I have some books to wrap up over here. I actually have 5 books that I've read, and I'm currently reading like 10, 15 books. I'm like currently reading books for my French Riviera book, and that's what's coming up next. So first of all, let me talk about some writing. Right now, I'm writing a collection, so it's going to be my second collection, but it's not going to be poetry. It's going to be more like a healing general collection. I'm aiming for like maybe 200, 300 pages, and I'm really going to write this fairly quickly because I just want to have it. And yeah, I just really want to publish something again before I publish the French Riviera book. And now French Riviera book, I want to publish it mid-August, but that means I would have to edit and write it in July, which is not enough time because I'm still reading the books and still doing some research and plotting. So essentially, I wouldn't mind if it comes out beginning September or second week mid-September because the story is set at the end of summer. So yeah, I'm doing this series on TikTok where I'm inviting people to follow along my journey. So hopefully with like more eyes on me, I feel more pressure to actually accomplish the goal, because it's been 2 years in a row I've been talking about this project, and 2 years that I was like in depression, burnout, suffering from severe depersonalization. You guys know, you guys been on this channel before, and now it's been months now that I'm out of it finally, and I'm like feeling like very creative and I'm writing again. So this summer is the summer, because I don't want to spoil anything more, but this summer is the summer, and hopefully next summer I get to go to the south of France, to the French Riviera. So I want that to happen for next summer, so I need to finish and publish this summer or before the end of the summer. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, but I want to do it. I love it, and I need to do it, if you know what I mean. So like, it's good when you put pressure, but it's pressure that you want, so that's the difference. Having said that, let's go to the books. So first I read The Garden of Eden by Ernest Hemingway, and this is set in the French Riviera. Honestly, this book was so interesting. is really fascinating. It's about like this two young beautiful couple. It's about this beautiful couple that just got married in the, I think, the 1920s, and they go to the French Riviera to celebrate. The boy of the couple, David, he's a writer and he's like slowly like getting fame in his career, but Catherine, his wife, like she just inherited money, so she just can sustain herself through that money, and she kind of like helps him out in his writing career. From there, they seem like the quintessential it couple, okay? Like they're beautiful, they're American, they look good, they look like models, whatever, and they look like they're in love. But then there's a shift in their relationship dynamic because Catherine likes to dress up as a boy and she gets her hair cut like her husband, and then it's like a lot of like role play in the bedroom, but then it seems like she's kind of like going towards gender non-conforming, so she brings that outside. She tries to bring that outside the bedroom and she becomes miserable. She makes David miserable. And then one day Catherine meets Merida, and Merida is this beautiful young girl, and she involves her in their relationship. So Catherine and David both love Merida and spend time with Merida. And then I don't want to spoil anything more, but this is really like a character focus. Not much is happening, but it's very unclear what the intent was, and I think it's because whoever edited this book, this was like Hemingway's last book. It was his last book and it was unfinished, and the editors took some liberty, but it seems to me that it talks a lot of masculinity because David is more feminine, and David, you could see that he's getting pushed around by Catherine and he wants to like affirm his role. Me, I really enjoyed this novel. I definitely need to reread it. I find that this is a quintessential French Riviera novel just because like it's always that idea of like appearance versus reality. You're in the nicest place on earth, yet you don't feel like you belong, or you don't feel like you belong in your body. So this was very interesting. This is very much unlike Hemingway, and I think for that it is very refreshing to read. Then we have On Writing. Then we have A Horse at Night on Writing by Amina Kane, and this was just like little reflection about being a writer, on writing, reading other stories, reading other books by writers, and essentially what writing is about. It's basically just another book about the writing life and what it's like to be a writer. But honestly, I loved the first half of this book, and then it just felt really flat for me. I do recommend it, but like this was like one of my most anticipated read of this year, and it kind of disappointed in that sense. But I will be picking up her actual novels by Amina Kane because she writes really short stuff. She writes really short sentences and short works, but I like that she's trying to be the most impactful that she can be. Definitely gonna pick up more of her works. I like this, but I did not love it as I thought I would. Then I read Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen, and oh my god, this was so good. I read this in 2 sittings. I laughed, I cried. It was amazing. So this follows Gilda, and Gilda is a very interesting character. She's a lesbian and she's very anxious, and she has like a lot of anxiety with death and dying. She's just trying to hold her life together, and then she gets fired from her job, and now she needs to find a job. And then what ends up happening is that she responds to a flyer that says that there's free therapy offered at a church, and obviously she's atheist, but when she gets there, she went for the therapy, but there's a job opportunity, okay, because the lady that was working there before, her name was Grace, she passed away. So she goes and she gets the job, and basically she has to pretend like she's not a lesbian, that she's a believer. We just follow along her in this journey where she's anxious and preoccupied, and then now she's like living a lie. She's living a different lie. There's this entire humane story about the secretary that she's replacing, Grace, who just died of old age, and there's this entire mystery around that, and she's responding to her emails as if Grace is still alive, but it's not Grace, it's Gilda responding to Grace's friend on email. So there's a lot of complexity, there's a lot of like lying, and a lot of like, you know, her trying to make herself feel better because her life is kind of all over the place. But it was a very interesting book, and this is definitely one that creeps up on you by the end of the story. Then I read Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, and I really loved it. I actually read this one much quicker than I read Night House. I am definitely excited for the third novel. I don't know what else to say because I don't want to spoil it. It's dark academia, it's set in Yale, there's secret societies, and the main character has like this kind of special ability. I won't spoil anymore. I really enjoyed the sequel. I felt like we saw more of the character and we got more from the secondary characters as well. It was a really compelling read and I really am excited for the next installment. And then finally I read Unmasking Autism by Devin Price, and this one was a very revealing read. It was also a very impactful read, and it was also a very validating read. I will say that because I've been doing a lot of research beforehand, it wasn't as striking as if I would read it a year ago. It was still very much a very important and needed read, and I wish more people would pick it up, not just people that are neurodivergent, not just people that are autistic, but like even neurotypical, to like understand more the world of neurodivergent people, of autistic people, and to like deconstruct the stereotypes that we've been holding in our society for very, very many years. So yeah, highly recommend this one as well. I loved it, and I would definitely pick up the Devin Price's other book. I think it was like You Are Not Lazy or something like that, because their writing style is very accessible and very encouraging and very inclusive. So those were the 5 books that I read, and like those were the 5 books that I completed, and I'm currently, like I said, in the middle of 20 books, so I won't show them. I'll just like show them as I'm reading them, and maybe like when I finish so I can review them, and I eventually will make a whole video on French Riviera set books. I'm just finishing a few more before I make that video. Having said that, you can follow me everywhere. I post more content on TikTok but also Instagram, so I try to check in, I try to hold myself accountable, I try to read and write every single day, and you know, basically run YouTube and other stuff. So yeah, I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate the newcomers on the channel. Hopefully we will keep on growing this channel and keep on growing this community. I love you guys so, so much. Don't forget to keep on reading, keep on writing, and keep on following your dreams. And I'll see you next week. Bye!